everybody, this is Ernie, and I love America. Well now, our screwed up government has decided to take some of our personal laundry and put it before, of all people, the United Nations, whom we all know are so pro-American. In a State Department report to the UN, a mention was made about the Arizona immigration law, and Arizona Governor Jan Brewer protested. She's one of my personal favorite people in the world and a hero of mine, saying in essence that the UN has no business messing with the state's sovereignty and asked that the statement be removed from the report. Gee. America, this is just a small vision of the new world order that this government has in mind. Say, here's an idea. Let's try this. How about an international court to persecute and prosecute so-called American injustices against the world, with judges from, say, Argentina, Cuba, Russia, China, North Korea, and of course, we should probably have one there from Iran. That way we know that we Americans would get a fair shake. That could be the International Court of the World. At present, our government is seceding thousands of miles of American soil to the Mexican smugglers and illegal aliens on the southern border by putting up signs telling Americans not to venture within for fear of their lives and their safety. Wow, now there's a strong stance on defense. What a great idea, Obama. The government can't or won't defend our land, so they put up signs telling we Americans to just simply stay away and don't walk on American soil. Gee, I wish they'd come up with this idea in Los Angeles, then I might be for it. Now Obama believes an Islamic mosque might be a pretty good idea in downtown New York. No matter that the criminal American-hating idea man from the Middle East has a less than positive admiration for the United States. Of course, maybe some of you far-left loons may think Sharia law would be just fine. However, I really don't think that the great ambassador to the world, the Honorable Sean Penn, would like his lady or his woman dressed in a burqa. Somehow I just can't see that. Now, at this very moment, almost this very moment on TV, our president is spouting off about how well we are doing and how well he and his economic team have done thus far. Of course, clean energy is the main topic. That'll put some money in some pockets. And he says we should help our small businesses get going. Haven't we been telling him that for 2 or 3 years? Maybe he's coming around. And now there is a small $30 billion jobs bill before Congress. That is, if they have a little time to get to it. And Barry blames the right for not passing this bill. Wait a minute. I'm not sure, but doesn't our courageous leader have a majority in both houses? Then what the hell's his problem? Why can't he get it passed? Maybe some Democrats don't like him very well. Gee. Anyway, this flim-flam man of a president still blames Bush. I guess after 25 or 30 years, Barry Hussein Obama will finally take some responsibility for where our country is going. Maybe. But this week, Brian Williams of NBC did everything in his interview with Barry except hold his hands. I mean, I was almost in tears. I was almost brought to tears during the whole entire interview. Obama is a god to most of these mainstream media sewer rats, but especially to little Brian Williams. Even more so maybe than the Honorable Chris Matthews and the chill he got up his leg a couple of years ago. And now all of Obama's problems are now being blamed on the very media that worship him. Can you believe this guy? Is this man, this president, responsible for anything at all? And will he become responsible ever? I mean, it's just lies, smoke and mirrors, half-truths. out and out lies and more lies from this anti-government. And I don't know where he's leading us, but I think he's leading us down the garden path to the destruction of our freedoms and our liberties. And Saturday, of course, the Glenn Beck rally in D.C. was really a success. Now, the left, of course, said we had about 1,000 people there, but I think there were a couple more there. But the left, of course, called it a complete failure, and it was a racist thing. It was a religious thing. Well, you left-wing nutcases, you better start listening to the average American. Washington, we are coming for your jobs. In 2 years, Obama has spent more money than all the other presidents combined, even George Bush, on stupid programs and little special projects of his own. With, I might remind you, the full blessing of Queen Nancy, King Harry, and the entire Congress, including a lot of Republicans. Well, I just got to say one thing to all you people in D.C. It's all over for the crooks and all the liars and all the power-hungry professional politicians. And to use those who are a little bit more dumber, that means term limits. We're going to take our country back. We're going to tell people like Ahmadinejad and his kind to cover their butts. Because we're going to put them in the crosshairs, and they're liable to get a Tomahawk missile right where they sit if they don't get in line with the rest of the world. Nobody wants peace in this world more than the American people. And we're getting a little tired of getting pushed around. And I know that somewhere in this country there is a leader, a real leader, and he or she will appear and get this country back on the right course. I want this country to survive. I know you do too. Even some of you dumb libs do. But you got to remember, we've got a clean house in November, and that's going to include some Republicans. It's going to include a lot of Democrats too. This country is in trouble because of the Obama regime and all of his little cronies. We're losing justices and judges, and political correctness has run amok. It is absolutely to the point of nausea. Okay? So Americans, keep fighting. Get out there. Tell your people, tell your friends, tell your relatives, uncles, aunts, stop people on the street. Hell, I don't care. But get people to the polls in November. Let's get this thing turned around and get it started. And we will get a leader somewhere. I don't know who it's going to be, but it damn sure isn't Barack Hussein Barry Obama from Indonesia and Hawaii and Jakarta or wherever the hell he's from, because he hasn't told us anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, Americans, say prayers for our men and women in service, and remember, as I always say, God bless America and God bless the United States of America. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.